What's going on, people? I thought I'd get on here today and nerd out a little bit. Show you some local pickups I got. I'm going to show you some golden age pre-code horror at the end. One thing I got. And then I'm going to show you a true gem from 1955 also that it checks all the boxes, man. It's kooky. It's weird. You probably never saw it before. I think I got like 335 subscribers, and I bet you out of them 335 subscribers, exactly none of them's ever saw this book. I could be wrong. If you've seen this book when I show it, just leave it down in the comments and let me know that you've seen it. But I don't think anybody's ever saw this book. It's weird, man. Kooky. And it don't cost nothing. But anyway, I mean, it checks all the boxes. What can I say? But we got some books to look at. We got some stuff from the local LCS. We're under a minute already, so let's get to it. And I got one question this week. Wildin' Out 1999 says, what about PFTs? What about PFTs? I don't know nothing about PFTs. I think that's them when you take a picture of Amazing Spider-Man 1 and you claim that you got Amazing Spider-Man 1, but it's just a picture on your phone. Don't know nothing about PFTs. People have them on their other channels here and talk about buying PFTs or whatever the hell it is. I don't know nothing about PFTs. I don't know nothing about any of that kind of stuff. I don't do any movie spec. I don't do any comic spec. I don't do any PFTs. I don't do any of that. We just talk comics on here, man. Just comics, man. That's all. Just comics. That's all I want to do is talk comics. And it don't matter if it's modern or if it's golden age. Is it pre-code horror? Is it kooky Superman shit? I don't care what it is. If it's comics, we'll talk it. You know, I watch a lot of other comic channels and I get on there and they don't even show no comic books. And after about 35 minutes, I'm bored because they're still talking about Thor or something. Or PFTs. Or, yeah, who knows? But on this channel, that's all we do is talk comic books. Real low budget. I don't think you want any of my comic spec anyway. But, so there you go, Wildin' Out, 1999. So, let's get to the books today. What do you say? So, I went and picked up my local books, and here is the last issue of Stuff of Nightmares by R.L. Stine. Great book. It's been a great read. It's only 4 issues. I enjoyed it. I love the cover arts. They're all by old Francisco Francanella, or whatever his name is. He's been killing it in this game. He's been doing all the Stuff of Nightmares. He's been doing all of the covers for Night of the Ghoul. He's been doing beautiful covers for lots of titles this year. Francisco has been killing it. I love his stuff he's been doing also with the Sergeant Rock and the Army of the Dead. So, Stuff of Nightmares number 4. 4 issues. This is the last issue. Issue number 3 was like the second best issue cover, I thought, of 2022, which I did the top 10 or 20 top covers of 2022 a couple issues ago or a couple of videos ago. So if you want to go back and watch that, you will see Stuff of Nightmares Francisco number 3 at number 2 on that countdown. So that is Stuff of Nightmares. And speaking of Francisco, here he is again. Francisco Francavelli or something. But he's doing all of these covers. This is Let's Send Him Back to Hell. He's done one so far for every one of these. This is number 4 of Sergeant Rock. There's only 6 issues of this. He's did one of these covers for every issue. I've been collecting all the Francisco covers for this because they're the best looking ones. So, awesome stuff. Got some zombies back there. We got Sergeant Rock and the boys up there throwing a grenade. Awesome stuff. And here is Something's Killing the Children, number 27. I've been getting these off the rack since issue 1. I'm thinking before long, though, if it don't start picking up, I'm going to quit at issue 30. It hasn't really been any good since they took the break. And ever since House of Slaughter came out, I think James Tynion is torn too many different directions. But this right here does not. Here lately, I haven't been liking it that good. I'm hoping it picks up. If it don't, I'm going to quit at issue 30. Something's Killing Children. The first arc, I just absolutely loved. It's wonderful. And it's always been entertaining. And something else I'm very entertained by is Junkyard Joe. This is Jeff Johns. Same guy did Geiger. He's now doing Junkyard Joe. It's all in one little world. If you remember in like Geiger 6, he killed Junkyard Joe. This is basically what happened to Junkyard Joe before then. So it goes back in time, and this is Jeff Johns, and beautiful story, loving some Junkyard Joe. If you're not reading that, you need to be reading it, man. Geiger's one of my favorite superheroes of all time, man. And Creep Show number 4. Some of the best covers you'll ever see. Every Creep Show has got a beautiful cover. What can I say? Love this cover. I love all the Creep Show covers. Creep Show is where it's at. Pulls at my heartstrings. Grew up watching Creep Show. Creep Show 2 is one of my top favorite movies of all time. I love Creep Show 2. And I love Sleepaway Camp 1. And if you've seen Creep Show 2, it's a anthology of a bunch of little stories. My favorite story is The Raft. It's a great horror movie. It's just like the stuff I like. It's about a raft. And there's really there's no scary stuff in it. There's a floating piece of something that looks like plastic out in the water, and it's killing people left and right. And got these hot girls and these dudes smoking weed, and they're stuck on a raft out in the middle of a lake. And every time one tries to swim to the land, this like stuff that looks like a giant piece of bubble tape just kills them. So it's kooky. It's got hot girls in it. It's horror. I mean, it's everything I'd want in a book or a story. So why wouldn't I like The Raft? And, you know, Creep Show is kooky. And if you ever seen Sleepaway Camp, it's really kooky. But that's the stuff I'm into, man. So anyway, I got 2 books left. I've got one pre-code horror book. And I've got one crazy-ass book from 1955 that nobody's ever seen out of the 300-something subscribers on there. So first one I'm going to show is this book here. It's from 1952. It's Baffling number 7. There's 35 on the census. We got some good girl art. We got some horror art. Classic cover. I bought this book, and it's in rough shape. You can see down the side. It's rough shape. But everything you want to see is still there. Covers all there. You know, like I've said before, horror comics look better when they're torn up. I mean, a horror comic should have like places chewed out of it where a rat's been eating on it and spider webs and dirty. You don't want a pristine 1952 copy of this. You want this. This makes it look better. All these chewable shit, that's what a horror book should look like. But you got this sea monster here. He's taking this beautiful girl back down into the sea. I don't know what he's going to do with her because she ain't going to be able to breathe when she gets underwater. So he's going to have a dead girl before long. But this is Baffling number 7 from 1952. It's put out by Ace. There's 35 on the census. I don't know what to tell you, but Aces are hard to come by when you find Ace books. They're pretty rare. They're not really known as some of the bigger stuff like EC. And this is a beautiful copy, beautiful book of Baffling 7. So there's that. Now to get to the kooky book that I'm all excited about. This book cost me a whopping $9. I've never seen it before. There's 2 on the census. If you go under my comic shop, they recognize it and said it came out in 1955. But CGC don't know when it came out. And CGC don't know who the publication was. So from all the things I put together, from CGC to my comic book shop, I found out it came out in 1955. I know there's 2 on the census. And it cost me $9. And it's everything I like. Just like the movies I told you about earlier. It's kooky. It's crazy. You know, it's the same reason I don't like Polka Dot Man. It's just out there. Weird shit. And Danny and the Demon Cycle. Check that out. Danny and the Demon Cycle from 1959. Beautiful book. And it's a crazy book. I read this story of the Demon Cycle here. So Danny was a hellraiser. He'd go out every evening on his bicycle in 1955. And he caused car crashes. He fucked people up. That's what Danny did. And he didn't give a damn about nobody. Danny was a terror. And as you can see, here's people coming through the windshield. Danny's laughing. He don't give a fuck if people go through the windshield. Danny's loving it. You know, Danny's tripping over people with one leg down here. Danny don't care until Danny gets in an accident himself and gets put in the hospital with a concussion, not clean cold out. When he wakes up, he decides he's going to escape the hospital. And who helps him escape the hospital? The devil. If you look here in this panel, the devil is this way. And what does the devil give Danny? A demon cycle. A badass bike for Danny in 1955. Then you can see Danny's hands connect to the cycle and his feet, and he can't let go. He is one with the cycle now. The cycle has him under his control. And the cycle does what he wants to. And as you can see, the cycle talks to Danny. And they cause all kinds of havoc, and they're blowing up shit. Danny and the demon cycle. Get you some of that, boys. Danny and the demon cycle. Beautiful book. What can I tell you? There's gems out there if you keep looking, guys. Just dig in them back boxes. Find stuff like Danny and the demon cycle. Danny and the demon cycle. One issue. Beautiful book. He's getting chased there by a train. But you know, the demon cycle is faster than a train. I don't know how much you know about the demon cycle. But no train's going to catch Danny. Not if he's on that demon cycle. So, anyway, we are under 12 minutes. Keep a lookout for this kind of shit. That's the stuff I like to collect. That stuff makes me more excited than getting some pre-code horror or something else. Because I've seen most of the pre-code horror. I've never seen Danny and the Demon Cycle. So that's the kind of stuff that makes me happy. And it really makes me happy giving $9 for it. So, and I wouldn't take 11 for it. Danny and the Demon Cycle. Anyway, until the next time, if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you don't like what you see, hit the like button. Leave me a comment if you know anything about Danny and the Demon Cycle. So, maybe they'll make a movie of that. I mean, come on, DC. Come on, Netflix. Come on, Marvel. Somebody step up and let's do a Danny and the Demon Cycle. Sounds amazing. Let's make that movie. Let's make it cheap, low-budget movie. Hell, we could have that on maybe Creep Show 5 or something. Danny and the Demon Cycle. But until the next time, I will see you again beneath the blackened sky.